Hey, it's July 3rd, 2013 for my blog entry for today. In the news. Yeah, we got a lot of things in the news coming up today. Did you know we're going to have foreign troops coming over here to try to run DHS, that's Department of Homeland Security, in case you don't know what those acronyms mean. And we're going to have people trying to run the police force that are foreign because the people over here have a conscience. So they want to hire people overseas. It's all part of the grand scheme of things to take over our country and to shut things down. And so that new order can go into effect. New world order, that is, which I call a joke. What we commonly call it, properly among ourselves here, we call it disorder because it doesn't benefit but only a few, as we've told you before. But I want to tell you, I hope that people will wake up. Because I'm wondering, where are the men and women? It doesn't matter what color, race, or gender you are. Where are you, the leaders? I'm doing what I can do. Alex Jones is doing what he can do. But we need more leaders to do things too, to make a difference. So we can stop this mess that's going on. We can't just talk about it and think that somebody else is going to rise to the occasion. Because that somebody that's going to rise to the occasion could be you. And you're the one that needs to rise for the occasion instead of waiting for somebody to come. Because you may be that one. And that's what we have to think about, folks. This stuff is real. This is no fantasy land or something on TV or something you're dreaming of. Because a lot of people are taught that we're free in this country, but we're really not all that free. When they tell you that we are, they're lying to you. Because if we were free, we were a lot more freer in the 60s than we are today. With things that we can do, get checkpoints going up all over the country. Is this freedom? Is this really freedom? We got foreign entities coming in to run Homeland Security, to run NSA and other organizations and troops that are wanting to assist the local police. And what's all this thing's going up? Because Mike Kudess, who is, he's on the Versus the Man show, his own podcast, that is. What is wrong with Mike Kudess going to do his peaceful arm protest? It's peaceful, but everybody's allowed to bring their arms to do it in all 50 states. Why are they arming up? Why do they got all these cops coming up? And why are they putting up barricades and everything? What is going on? It's like a weird... something, they just went crazy. I mean, people are just super paranoid over a lot of things that are over nothing. If people walk into all these cities with guns, they're not going to blow up nothing unless you all start firing on them. Meaning the cops and the army and whatever else are foreign troops that you got working for. I had somebody tell me in the army that if you have any troops come over here from another seas, we're going to put them back in a wooden box and send them back to where they came from. So I don't know if that would be a good idea, folks, to have foreign troops come over here, because I guarantee it's going to cause a war. I don't think it's a good idea to have them go door to door to try to relinquish his people's rights for their arms, to take their guns away and things. I don't think that's good at all. I don't think it's going to be a good idea. So, what I'm saying is we need to just tell these people, these redcoats, to get the heck on out of here. Tell them to go home where they came from and leave our country alone. Because we're not going to put up with it as Americans. We weren't like that in the past. We didn't just stand down like a lot of people do today because they're Stockholm and dumbed down and too scared to fart because they're scared of their own farts, They're scared of their own shadow. They think Al-Qaeda is in their genitals, so they have to have them checked to see if Al-Qaeda is down there. They think Al-Qaeda is in their underpants. Al-Qaeda is underneath their bed, and Al-Qaeda is in the toy box. Al-Qaeda is in the bathtub. Al-Qaeda is in the car. That's why we got to have all these checkpoints so they can fill you up and have dogs sniff you in your privates now. Canines. They look for Al-Qaeda in your panties and in your genital regions and even in your child's genital regions. This is disgusting. And, we didn't have to do this. We should not have to do this, folks. We don't have to do this. That's why we need to say no. We're not going to let you fill us up. Put your hand inside of our genitals. Fill us up below our scrotums. We're not going to let you put your hand in do anal cavity searches. We're not going to let you do any of those things. We're going to say no. When you go to airport, bus station, wherever you go, you say no. They have no right to search you. That's an unwarranted search and procedure. it's also treason. You say no, because you have that right. That is your freedom. That's no. By not saying no, let them do what they do, it's just getting you more conditioned to be able to get away with doing more. So you keep letting them fill you up when you go through the airport, you hear me? Just keep letting them fill you down there. Let them fill you all around your children in another room. You let them keep doing that and busting open, the dextoral bags and all the waste from the catheters go everywhere. You just let them keep doing that in the name of Al Qaeda. It's like 9/11 was a lie. It was a big lie from hell, and everybody bought into it. I knew it was a lie. So I'm like, where's the terrorists? They used our own planes, and these people weren't even real soldiers because they would have done a lot more damage. It was an inside job. I knew it was a lie from 9/11. The whole thing was a lie. Just like what happened in Boston was a lie. Just so that they could test out their theory to see how people would be under martial law. Well, we don't want them to put anybody under martial law. That's why we as Americans need to say no. Jesus didn't say, be a weakling. Now, when he said meek, he meant you to be strong and humble and to question authority who's doing wrong. But if they're not doing wrong, then you go with it. But if they are, you need to say no. That's what we need to do. We're not supposed to put up with it. Come on now, wake up. We're not supposed to put up with it, folks. You got all these churches telling you to turn in your guns. For what? So someone could come in and rob you and rape your family? I don't think that's very smart and very Christian and very, very godly at all. And you got people telling you to take crosses out of your churches. I'm not taking a cross out of my church. It's all crazy, all in the name so they can do whatever they want with us. Because we allow them by not saying no, and when you should say no, and question what they're doing because it's wrong. You see what I'm saying? It's not freedom that you're getting here. When you give your freedom away for tyranny, you don't have freedom. Do you get me? Do you understand? Does it compute between your ears? Does it? You do not have freedom in the name of security. No other country in the world has it because of it. That's tyranny and you won't have freedom. Do you understand? I don't mean to be this way, but that's the way how some people are around here. They're so dumb and dense they don't know concepts anymore. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying all you are like this, but a lot of you are. Do you want to lose your freedom? Do you want to be in a camp? Do you want to have your wife raped? Do you want to have your children raped? Do you want to work in slave camps all day? Do you want to do things against your will so it can amuse some nasty, pervert, pedophile leaders that are in charge of you? You work all day, whether it's hot or whether it's blistering cold. It don't matter what your age is. You work until you die. Do you want that kind of future? Then say no. Because that's the future you will be getting. You won't be able to buy or sell anything because you'll have to wear a chip. And if you don't wear a chip, you're considered an outcast. And if you haven't prepared for any of this before now, you're going to die. That's the future you're going to be in. Do you understand? You'll be haunted by these people. They'll use drones. They'll use whatever they can use to find you and to kill you if you don't get sequestered to the system of wearing a chip somewhere implanted on your body. They already have Marines. They've already got Marines doing that for over a decade. They got animals wearing chips. Yeah, what's the collar thing, the thing they implant in there? Yeah, they're going to put that on kids too. They want to put that on you. And it'll do a lot more than those because those things are very primitive. But what we will be wearing, it'll do a lot more than that. It'll tell everything about you. It'll have your money on there. It sounds cool, but it's not cool because it can track you everywhere you go. And Antichrist needs to know all this because he doesn't have that gift to know where you are like God does. That's why this has got to be implanted. Don't you realize this is a bigger picture than just the New World Order? It's for the Antichrist that will come on the scene, the spawn of Satan that you read about in the Bible. Don't you ever read or understand what has been read to you, what you've learned? That's what this is, folks. It's not a joke. I don't want this kind of future for America. Our ancestors fought really hard for the freedoms that we have. It's not a concept or a theory. It's a reality, folks. It's a lifestyle. It's a right. And it's a one that was given to us by a lot of people who gave it their lives so that you could have the freedom you have. What little thereof today. You had more 40 years ago than you do right now. But what little you have, you're not going to have if you don't stand up. You got it? I hope you all do. So I want to see some men and women come forward and doing some leading, getting involved, organizing peaceful, I said peaceful protest. I want to see people doing these things because we need this. We got to stop this stuff. It's wrong. It's a bad disease. It's gangrene. It's got loose in the government. We got to put it out. We got to neutralize it. You know, if you just sit there and be quiet and let go, get along just to get along, it's not going to get along because you're going to end up in a camp, a FEMA camp. Do you understand me? So it's beyond just getting along. We got to wake up. We got to do something about it. Because that's where we're heading, folks. Very soon. So you keep thinking, oh, I think we should have people spy on us and look at all our stuff to see what we're doing like they've been doing over the last decade or two already. They didn't need your authorization or tell you. They've been doing it for a lot longer than what we realize. Than what they told you, because it's been going on a lot longer than that. They know a lot about everybody. They got this Avatar program where they can predict and make samples with the super quantum computer that they just bought. That does several quadbites of information. And they can predict and make real life scenarios in this virtual environment. It's a simulator program. To see what people would do based on all the data that they have from the prison, or what they call the metadata from all these gathering intelligence, government, sniffing, nosy programs, which lightning would go and strike it, burn it all down. Because they don't need to have that knowledge or information about your life in a digital profile. That's too much money, and that's what we're paying for, which we shouldn't be paying for. So they can spy on us. That's retarded. And it's going on in other countries too. It's not just here in America. It's worldwide. You all think it's just here. You're dumb. It's a global initiative. It's all part of the New World Order. Remember what I said a couple minutes ago. The New World Order has got to have all these things in place. So the Antichrist, when it comes on the scene, it's not Obama. When the real Antichrist, the spawn of Satan, comes on the scene, he's got to have that information to know where you are at all times. Because he doesn't have that luxury to know where you are. Because he's not God. So that's why he needs the chips. Why they got to have it all preconditioned for that. So, you know, you keep believing what you want. Keep playing your video games. Don't do nothing about it. And you'll see what happens. It's Michael DeSilvas. Please wake up. Realize what's around you before it's too late. And start doing something about it. See you later. For now, my blog for July 3rd, 2013.